it's Nadia and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I have a really exciting video to you, just to you, literally to the one person who's watching this. You are beautiful and this video is for you. Today, this video, we are going back to my roots and we are going back to the beauty guru category of YouTube. And I got a job. And with that money from the job, I am able to buy things. November 13th at 11 a.m. I on my computer and I said, sis, it's time to sister shop, if you know what I mean. And I sister snatched the James Charles X Morphe Unleash Your Inner Artist palette, and I'm gonna be reviewing it for you guys today. And honestly, like, I was like thinking about like not reviewing it, but then I'm like, there's a lot of girls out there who want these reviews. A lot of people who review this palette are mostly like white skin tone people, and for people like me, I was kind of hesitant to buy the palette because not many brown people or brown skin or yellow undertone skin people review the palette. And I think that for anyone who's out there who is a person of color, it is great to see that like a person with like the same, you know what I mean, just to see if the shades look good or if the shades like would work with their skin and would work like that. So this is the packaging. Comes in a nice box. It says James Charles right here. It says Morphe. It says a little bit of details right here, and this is the cover picture that he used for the campaign. Now on the back there's just a little message and it says, "Hi sisters, James Charles here and welcome back to my palette." I don't know why I did this. Jeffree Star does this. "I love glam, but I also have a huge passion for crazy, colorful, outside of the box makeup, and I created this palette with that in mind. I included every beautiful formulated shade necessary to create literally any look you could possibly imagine. I can't wait to see what you come up with when you unleash your inner artist, James Charles." So this whole like idea behind this campaign is that like James obviously became famous through doing crazy looks, but also by doing very neutral looks. And I think he wanted to get everything and all those shades and all those colors into one palette, which I personally think is a great idea. I'm currently filming this video on Black Friday. Many people know like a lot of sales do happen. I obviously want to go to Sephora, and I looked around at eyeshadow palettes and I'm like, I don't even need this anymore. Like this really like saved my life. Like unless I'm like being a bit extra, like obviously I'll buy another palette, but like as for now I'm good because I have all the necessary shades, every shade that I need that I won't even use on a regular basis, which I think is cool. So because I live in Canada, I purchased this for $50 and it was $7 for shopping, so it came to around $57 to $60. Personally, it's a great price because many makeup palettes are way more expensive than that. Like if you take a look at the Norvina palette or at any beauty palette, it's more than $80, and there's way less shades than this. And I think this is great because honestly it's big, which means the pans are huge, and I think it's a great purchase. So shipping did take a little while as for the Canada Post strike. I'm pretty sure if it wasn't for that, it would have come in like earlier. I got this package on Wednesday or Thursday, I believe. So right now we're just gonna open it right up. I already opened it to take a look as soon as I got it. So this is the packaging. It just says Morphe X James Charles, and it's like a nice glossy font, and the packaging of this is a nice leathery case. On the back it does say a few of the details, and for anyone who's interested in buying this, it is 1 year expiration date. Me, sis, I'm no beauty guru. I don't really give a shit about like all this expiration shit. Like unless it starts smelling weird, looking weird, or like chunking up, and like that's when the issue occurs. But as for now, as long as it is putting color on my eyes and I don't get an infection, that's all that I care about at this point, to be honest. So if we just take a look, we open it right up. We have 39 beautiful shades. I will get more close-up shots of some shades that we do look at more closely, obviously. So there's 39 shades. The first two rows, as you can see, I'll do a little close-up. Those are more of your neutral colors. So these neutral colors are more for everyday look, which is great. Like there's some great shades here too that like not too crazy, like a bright red, but it's still like a nice pretty color that not as vibrant or like extreme, you know? So even if you were to go a little bit crazier with your natural look, it's not extreme range, if you know what I mean. So the middle pan is just all bigger pans. James did have the intent to say that this is for your basically smoky eye, every shadow that you need for a smoky eye. So this middle row consists of a white, a glittery peach, a yellow, a kind of burnt orange, a light brown, a dark brown, as well as a black. And I think that's great because many people do use these shades very often compared to other shades such as a red or an orange or a blue. And the last 2 rows are filled with your very colorful, more creative shadows. And I think that's kind of great because like this is basically all you need. You can literally take this anywhere and you're set. Like I plan to take this doing makeup for a wedding or something, like what I need to use for my face, because I know that this is like perfect. Like it's for me. I'm just excited to use this and I'm excited to give an honest review about it. I don't like to cut around the corners, and if it does not suit me and I do not like it, honestly I'm going to be very upset and I'm going to be very like kind of hurt about it. We're going to begin doing some swatches today, and I decided that I want to do 100% a shade as close to my skin tone as possible. The first shade that we're going to be taking a look at is this kind of light brown in the second row. It's called Punch Me. First of all, I love the names of this palette. It's great. Take this off and put it right on the top. I don't intend to throw this out because I do think that like names are kind of like the thing that makes this palette just go one step above and beyond, because it's very personalized names. We're gonna do one swatch of Punch Me. See, when I buy makeup, I'm very stingy. I don't like wasting it on swatches and stuff. So if the swatches are kind of hard to see, it's because I'm not doing a lot of product. So if you can see, that's the first swatch of Punch Me. It's very visible. I did about 2 coats, but even those coats, it's not like harsh, like rubbing in the pan and pressing against my wrist. I think I like doing these type of swatches because when you put eyeshadow on your eye, you're not rubbing it into your eye. You're more like lightly dabbing or tapping or putting it into your eye socket. But even from far away, with not that many repeated strokes, it's very visible. So I wanted to take this pretty purple shade right here. I don't know if you can see it. It's called Artistry. This shade is like one of the main reasons why I even got this palette, like to be honest, like on a real note. Ooh, that's pretty. So I'm only doing 2 lines. I don't know if you could see that. It has like a nice blue tint to it.
Look who I'm fucking again. I had on ice, but then I watched the ice get thin.
Which I like very much, to be honest. James also said a lot of these are pressed pigments, need to be worked with differently than regular eyeshadows, which I find really cool because that means that there's more color, and that's what people want for an eyeshadow. They don't want it to be faint. If it's red, they want red. If it's yellow, they want yellow. So last shade that I will be testing, anyways, I don't know why I said testing, like what? Last shade I will be testing is this white shade right here, and it's called Flashback from James's Sister Scandal. Ooh, that's like a chalky white. I'm just gonna do about 3 swatches, and those are all of them right now. Now I'm gonna test it on my eyes, and I think that I'm gonna do one eye like a more neutral look and one eye very like crazy look. Sister shocker. I am not a makeup artist. I said this before, and guess what? I don't care. I will learn tips as I go, and I will learn from my mistakes. If it looks like shit now, it looks like sister shit. But if it looks great, then I'm sister satisfied. I'm not doing my whole face, like a foundation and stuff, because first of all, it's like 9 p.m. right now. I'm filming this the night before it has to be uploaded. I do not have time to do a full face of makeup. Like, I really do not have time to beat my entire face. I'm not really about it. Like, I'm here to test the eyeshadows. James didn't come up with a foundation. He came up with eyeshadows. I'm gonna focus on eyeshadows. So I have my little mirror here, my dusty, nasty ass mirror. We're just gonna start. The one thing that I do not like about this palette though is the fact that it doesn't state which one's a pressed pigment and which one isn't. I understand in James's video, if you watch it, you can then tell, but as for just picking it up, being like, hey, which one's a pigment, there's nowhere of that to be seen on the packaging, and I find that pretty upsetting. I personally was excited to learn more about which was a pressed pigment and which one was. So I'm just cleaning off my brushes from any excess eyeshadow that I have on before. I don't want to make it, let's say, you know, I'm a clean beauty guru. It looks like I punched someone in the face. So this is also a DIY bloody hand video. Love that for us. Wow, this brush is locked and loaded, dead ass. Anyways, the right side of my face right here is going to be a more neutral look. So we're going to start off with that, which is the first couple of colors. First color that I am going to use, the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to do like a little sunset vibe right now. I'm going to take the shade You're Kidding and put it it in my crease. You're Kidding is a pressed pigment, I believe, and it's a bright red. I'm gonna put some shots of it. I just took a little bit on my brush and I'm just putting it into my crease. So first thoughts about this You're Kidding. James is right how you kind of have to tap it into your socket because this shit is kind of hard to work with at the end of the day. Color is stunning though. I like it. It's like a red, but I don't know if it's because my brush is dirty. Because my brush is dirty and I don't care for my things. But I don't know if you can see it. I'll do a zoom in on my eyelid. So I didn't buy any of James's brushes because it would have been a bit too expensive for me. I don't want to spend my money like that. The next shade I'm going to take is Rusted, which is like a peachy, more orange based shadow, and I'm just gonna deepen my outer V with it. I do not do my eyeshadow in order, which is something that you guys probably just learned right now. You're not surprised, honestly, because I seriously don't care. Like, at the end of the day, if it looks good, that's all that matters to me, and that's about it. The next shade that I'm going to take is 518, and I'm taking it on a flat brush, and I'm just gonna pack it onto my lid. James said to use, oh, James for 10% off. Yeah, I use that. He also said to use setting spray to spray your brushes before you do it. I'm using my fingers, sis. Like, this is really not working. He said spray your brush that you're using with setting spray and to put on a eye primer. I have none of that, okay? That video that you saw me spray my face with setting spray, yeah, that was hairspray. I realized that when I was editing and I was like, huh, that looks way too familiar. I've never seen that. And then I realized it is hairspray, so that was very upsetting and I'm not very happy about that, but whatever, we're just gonna rock with it. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take the shade. That's pretty much it, to be honest. Like, I'm trying to keep this as natural as possible, and then we're gonna just go ham on the left eye. So we're gonna take the shade Halloween and we are going to just put it in the inner corner. Halloween is like a nice coppery gold. Ooh, holy shit, that is nice. Look like a bad ass bitch right now. I don't give a shit. That is our natural side of our face. I will do more close-up shots at the end and maybe even add a few pictures. Maybe I'll add a few pictures here, maybe after I'm done filming. I like the overall outcome of it. I genuinely think it's because I'm just not good at makeup that this doesn't look good. Shadows are nice. They're beautiful. I never thought I would like a shadow this much, but here we are. So for the next eye, we are going to do a more crazy, more colorful look, and I wanted to focus on more of the bright colors in the palette because that is what people want. People want the bright colors because James put them in there, and I'm making sure that, like, it's up to standard. Like, it's said to be pigmented. We are going to test if it's pigmented. On this fluffy brush, I'm going to take the shade Flashback and just dust it all over my lid. One thing about this palette is that there is a lot of fallout with the powder or the shadows or the pressed pigments, whatever they are, whatever it may be. There is a lot of fallout. I don't mind it. I mean, I usually do my eyeshadow after my foundation, so maybe that would be an issue when I'm doing it then, but as of right now, there is no issue for me. The next shade I'm going to take is red, violet, indigo, blue, and green, yellow, orange, red. We are going to take the shade, I'm gonna start here to get the top of the rainbow and move in towards the eye to get the bottom of the rainbow. That makes more sense. So over here we'll have yellow. Because I already used the red and orange shade here, I'm just gonna skip to yellow here. So the yellow shade is called B. Cute name. Go off, James. I'm just gonna put this into the crease. There's sister nothing on that brush. I don't think it's because this brush is very, very dirty. I'm using my fingers. I want to give this a honest review. This yellow is barely showing up. This is what I knew might have happened. Because I have a yellow undertone, I knew the yellow wouldn't show up. And I had a very good feeling that it wouldn't show up. And it sucks because I had a yellow shade and I like the color yellow and I was very excited to wear yellow eyeshadow, but now I can't really do that. That's kind of sucky for me right now and I was very excited about that. But I'm gonna test the rest of the palette before I come to my final verdict. So it goes from violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow. So we'll go green. I'm gonna be using the shade Social Blade, which is this nice vibrant green, and we're gonna be putting it right alongside B on the eyelid. Now because I'm using my fingers, this is gonna be way less blended than I hoped it would be. So the yellow is showing up. When you think of yellow, you think of like, wow, yellow, like bright yellow, you know what I mean? That's really getting me mad. Social Blade is working well. Social Blade is green, like sis, she is green. I'm gonna try going in with B again just to see if I can build it up. Okay, so B is starting to show up a bit, but it's just frustrating. You have to build it up a lot. Start getting color, because you would think that it would just show up right away because this palette was marketed to be very pigmented and such. So I'm fine with it though. So the next color that we are going to do is a blue. We have a lot of blues in this palette. There's actually 5 blues, which is Hello, Playground, Brother, Cola, and Acapella. When you think of rainbow, you think of more bright blue. So I'm going to stray away Cola and Acapella and maybe Brother, because those are more like dull blues. I focus more on Hello and Playground. I'm going to be using, I think I'm going to be using Playground is this nice kind of like darker blue, but you could tell it's very bright. I'm going to be moving that in closer to the eyelid. That is pretty. Yeah, this looks like ass. It looks terrible. This is not blended whatsoever because I'm just like literally painting it on my eyelid. That is a nice pigmented blue, and I genuinely think if I used a brush, it would be 10 times better. I don't, because all my brushes are dirty, because I literally can't keep anything clean, and I'm not a beauty guru, but I want to be a beauty guru, and I want to be good at makeup, but I can't, because I genuinely cannot keep anything clean for my life. That's the tea. The next thing we're going to do is move into the purple. There are 2 purples. There is Escape and Single. Escape is more of like a, my face is really itchy. Escape is more of like a more spooky purple, whereas Single is more like vibrant. So I think I'm going to be using Single on the inner corner of the eye. So the last thing I want to do, put in a nice inner highlight. Back with the finger that I used before for artistry, and just tap that right into the inner corner. So I'm done using the palette. I have come to the conclusion that this palette is good. Very, very good. Until James put a lot of work into it. You could just tell by the layout of the packaging of the palette that he really did do a lot of work. This was a very important project to him. I do believe that this is very, very pigmented for white skinned people. I, on the other hand, I'm brown skin. I have a yellow undertone, which is, this palette is good. It is good. But as for various shades in the palette, it is hard to construct and hard to make it usable for everyone. So the yellow shade was not the best. I had to build it up a couple times, and I even dug a little harder in the pan to be able to apply it to my eye. Orange shade, that was also a little bit of a weird kind of situation. When I look at it, it just looks like a red. Like, I feel like I'd have to build it up a lot. So many of the yellow shades and orange shades and maybe like orange base shades might be very hard to be seen on like brown skin people or people of color who have different colored undertones. As for the palette in entirety, I would recommend you buy it. It is very good. It has everything you need. I will never need to buy another palette for at least, like, honestly, a couple months, like 6 months. And I'm happy with that. This was a good $50 that I've spent, and I'm very proud of myself for being able to get my hands on these, because these sold out in literally half an hour for Canadian stores. And if anybody wants to get one, I suggest you first follow James on Snapchat. He said he'll keep everyone updated of when it would restock or when Morphe will get a restock. I live in the States. Ulta is selling it as well. I don't know if they still have it. I hope you do like this video, and if you did, do give it a thumbs up. If there's anything else you would like me to try, leave it in the comments below. I would be more than happy to do it. I am satisfied. I feel like I really unleashed my inner artist today. Subscribe and comment, and I'll see all of you guys next week with another new video. Bye.
3, 2, I let one go. Wow, get the fuck though. I don't bluff, bro. Aiming at your head like a buffalo.